feel like I'm mediocre at a lot of things. You know what I mean? I try real hard. But I don't know what I consider myself really. I like to make stuff, you know, and I think in doing that, it sometimes comes out as music. It does, you know, written word or images, you know. I try to paint. I try to do, I don't know, anything to kind of to scratch that creative itch.
So you get that itch, and then you have to.
Yeah, it's almost like you're compelled to do it. I like to write. I do like to write a lot. But also, it's one of those things where when it gets real hard, you know, and you hit that block, I hate it so much. But that's fun for me, right? And I do like working in visual mediums as well. You know, I think I have the most fun when exploiting my weaknesses with that kind of thing. I like to be challenged and hate myself for a little while, kind of, and then that self-loathing, I think, fuels the creative process. As far as, say, like this last record, though, it was more of just trying to reclaim a part of myself, you know. So that was more, felt like more of a requirement, like, all right, force yourself to get into the creative again.
Well, I think too, also, if you get in the habit of being creative, and then you have to do that. It becomes a habit, and then a need almost.
Yes, absolutely, because I think you tend to get a high off it.
Yeah.
You know, so then you're always chasing that, and if you're off your creative game, you go through withdrawals and you get really depressed. Because when you do the stuff that you do, you tend to judge your self-worth by what you make. And if you make stuff that you don't like, you hate yourself. If you don't make stuff at all, then you feel like, why am I even here? You know?
So speaking of writing, what's your favorite bit of lyric?
Oh man.
Or one that you like right now, because I know things like that change.
Yeah, no, it does. I think there's a couple of songs on the record that I'm real proud of. I think Stitches was one that I really I can go back and not cringe on one of those lyrics. There's also like songs like Joyriding where I feel like there's 2 or 3 lines that are just gemmed. You know what I mean? I feel like I could probably say nothing else.
Do you have a favorite line?
I hate my weaknesses. That make me who I am. And feel I like that one a lot.
Yep.
Also, actually, probably my favorite line from the record is if we try, our entire life, we'll have to try our entire lives. I want to. Basically, if I fall flat on my face, I want to, crumble on the bottom. That came from, I guess, an empowering position in myself, which I very rarely see. So,
which is a good place to be, though.
It is, yeah. I wish I could get back there on command. It would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice for all of us. Actually, my favorite one, I wrote it down because I wanted to remember so many stars in the sky, and I don't know why they always have to belong. I love that so much. That's such a killer line.
Thank you. I remember writing that, and this song is about exactly what the title is. People that put that guilt on you. And as I wrote that line, I remember thinking like, oh man, is this too cringy? Like, you know what I mean? And I tried to change it a lot, but I kept coming back to that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. When I first heard that, I just cried because it was just so moving to me.
I'm not glad that you cried, but I'm glad you liked it.
I know I saw a Forbes article recently that talked about the growth of vinyl.
It's astronomical at this point, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting because I was someone who started in vinyl and then switched over to CDs. Right. Actually gave up vinyl, said I was never going to buy vinyl again for years. And actually the first set I bought was conventional opens.
Oh, cool.
So basically you got me back into vinyl.
Oh, nice.
What do you think is going to happen in the future with that? What do you hope?
The future of vinyl or just music in general?
Either.
I think for right now, what's happening is you're seeing this resurgence because, one, I feel like it's the collector is coming back. I tend to really enjoy the ritual of it.
I read that.
Yeah, it's there's something about taking it off the shelf, dusting it off, putting it down. It's deliberate. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to put something on in the background. Like, it takes effort to put that record on, so you're going to sit there and you're going to listen to it. And that's what I think is lacking from, say, like, the MP3 generation, you know, because you can have 6 million discographies on your iPod, and you're never going to listen to any of them. You're just going to skip around, you know, go song to song. It adds to the short attention span, but, you know, fine. It makes you sit there and pay attention. So, where do I think it's going to go? I think it'll plateau, and then, I mean, you know, cassettes are the new vinyl right now.
No.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah. You'll see them. They pop. They're already popping up everywhere.
I know.
Yeah. And the good thing about that too is that you know, I remember, like, you know, being a teenager, you know, going to like local shows and people selling 7 inches because it was a very inexpensive medium to put your music out on. It was hard to listen to, but you know, you could put it out and it'd be good. Now cassettes are at that point where they're super cheap to make, you know, and these days too with the download code, you can essentially do anything. You know, I think what may happen, I think, is going to be, I think what you're going to see is you're going to see T-shirts. It's going to be cloth merchandise with a download code printed on the inside, and that's what you're going to start having. You're going to have merch and music combined into one.
That is really different.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's, you know, that would be the happy medium between, you know, being like, well, I want them to have the artwork, I want them to have all this stuff, and you can do that, you can build that into
You still have that
cloth.
physical.
You still have, yeah, you know,
Which
and I
is
think
what I like, is the physical.
you don't have the clutter, you know, so I think that's what we'll start seeing. I remember this, of course not anymore, but I feel like, you know, when I was a kid, it was always, you would buy the record of a band that you liked, then you would read the thank yous, and you would see what bands they thanked, and then you would go buy those records.
Right.
So, and that was great because you felt like you found it on your own, you know. You know, it's funny, recently, the stuff that we've been actually jamming on in the band, and playing a lot, is older stuff that I never got to listen to. Like, there was an old Bridget Bardot record that we've been listening to a lot. The only thing that's coming to mind is more French artists, which is weird. But let's see, what's new that we're just getting into? Oh, if you haven't listened to the new Joyce Manor record, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, because that, I think, is phenomenal. I would say my favorite records of this past year were Derek's record and Joyce.
The new Piss Jeans record's really good too.
That band's amazing. Love that band.
That's just a nickel's worth of free advice on that one.
I think that's a dime, my friend. What am I reading right now? Well, I keep going back, and for this past couple of months, I've been just reading all Kurt Vonnegut.
I love Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah, sometimes you just get in the mood, and that's the only thing I want to read.
Okay, so what's your favorite Kurt Vonnegut?
Oh man,
If you had to pick one.
if I had to pick one, I don't know if I could pick one. Maybe Slaughterhouse is an easy go-to, but I think Cat's Cradle.
Cat's Cradle.
Yeah.
For me, Cat's Cradle, and then Galapagos, actually.
And also the Monkey House. Short stories.
Yeah, I love the short stories. Yeah.
So.
Well, that's always good.
That is always good. It's true. Vonnegut is always good.
Yeah.
You can't. There's something, you know, you'll read him, and at different points in your life, like, there's lines that just pop out, and you're like,
it's a different book each time, depending on your life and how you look at it. And that's one of the things I really liked about it. No matter what I was going through in my life, I could relate to a book, but in a different way.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
So the last interview I read said yes to Death Spells.
Oh, what about it? Yes to what?
An album, a tour, more music. I know James is busy with touring with the Gerard and the Hormones.
He's on tour now. Then when he gets home, he has to go back out with Get Up Kids.
Right.
And then I think that carries on till we're done in Europe and the UK. If he's off in the summer, then hopefully we'll get together and finish everything.
The album.
Yeah.
Tour.
I don't know. I would love to tour it. I really would.
I want to point this out. I was at the Brooklyn Night Bazaar show.
Okay.
They had a lovely back screen. That would be
that's
great.
true. Yeah.
When we were there, I was like, wow, this would be really great for a death spell show.
That's true.
They had that really nice screening.
Yeah, that would be really great. We had some ideas too of how the stage would look if we ever had like the money to make it. And
yeah, because you guys promised us glow in the dark costumes.
I know. Yeah, I wish. I wish we could have paid paid that in full.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just really with like an album.
Yeah, I know. I'm so busy.
I
Sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
You've got a tour. You're here in the U.S. till the end of April, or beginning of April, actually. No,
Yes.
mid-April you're going to UK through May. Summer festivals. What's next after that?
There's something else in the works for fall. I can't actually talk about it just yet. Sorry. And then hopefully we finish a couple more songs and get into the studio. We're playing a new song. Played it 3 times.
Yeah, I heard about it.
The thing about it though is it's a vocal ripper, so we might not be able to do it tonight because I have no voice left. But I'd like to do it. It's really fun to play. So we'll see.
Okay, one last half question. Record store day. Anything special?
Yes, but UK. I know. The reason for that is because it's a BBC license, and to bring it over here doesn't usually work. Yeah, but so we are going to do something.
So those of us who have friends in the UK need to contact
I would
them.
recommend contacting them.
Okay, I think that's all I had to ask.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.